I keep seeing this thing about O.J. Simpson's complicated life. It ain't complicated. What's complicated? He had a great career and he had a trial which there was a not guilty verdict, and you either move on or you don't. What's complicated about it? I crack up when people try to say, well, this part's and that part. Um, that's not complicated. He lived a full life. And only he knows and the maker know the highs and the lows, but what's complicated? I think that when you look at it from a racial perspective, it shows you how racist the country is and how divided they are and how they feel because not only are they dwelling on it, but also the fact is that they want to not accept what was happening. We're told in life you got to accept that that's the way it is. You're told that about slavery. You're told that about white privilege. You're told that about jobs. You're told that about paying taxes. So why can't you accept it? And yeah, I have a problem when black folks try to chime in and sound like their white counterparts about it because this is how they look at you too. If you sneeze funny, go cross-eyed or look funny, that's what they're gonna do to you too. They proved it time again. Now it's two different entities, but you notice how they're moved away from Bill Cosby and Puffy and R. Kelly and they straddle with Michael Jackson. They hate him. I know it. I call it out all the time. When I watch these sports guys talk, most of them white guys, they're embarrassing and they're racist. Let me tell you why. They never had a black boss to answer to. They'll look at the player like OJ and say, "Oh, you were, oh, you were, oh, you were," and then they'll get black people to be all, "Oh, you were, oh, you had, oh, you had, what have you had all?" Because to play in that corporate world and that playing field, you have to act. Let's not kid ourselves. You have to act. They never giving you no ownership. They don't, they say you're a corporate, you're a prostitute. They pimp you. If you make a mistake, they act like they don't know you. They get ostracized. How is it complicated when people turn their backs on you when they made millions of dollars off of your name and your brand? Complicated. They're the ones that's complicated. He wasn't complicated. He had a not guilty verdict. And it was unfortunate events that happened in Vegas. That was dumb, but he was trying to retrieve his stuff, which how do you get sentenced for trying to get your stuff back? How was his life complicated? I want to know. It's not complicated. He was a great football player. And there's chapters with anybody's life. There was no proof about said situation. You don't accept the verdict because black people were predominantly there. You're showing your racism. You're showing your racist agenda. That's complicated because you don't believe what people said, even though there's reasonable doubt. There has to be proof beyond a reasonable doubt. People did their jobs. How's his life complicated? He had challenges, not complicated. The people hating him and still judging him after all this time, they're the ones that had a complicated life. They're the ones who need mental health because they're the ones that are still dwelling and can't accept. Well, they can't. The problem is it's not even about Nicole and Ron. They can't stand the thought that a black man had the money to protect himself, to defend himself on the highest level. You're not supposed to do that in America with 3Ks. You're not supposed to do that. When you're black and you can defend yourself, I mean, really defend yourself, that's unheard of. That's what the real thing is. That's where it becomes problematic. See, their racism and their lineage and privilege, we put him there. How dare he do that? That's what they're saying. Inward, 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 inward. That's what they're saying. There's nothing complicated about his legacy. It's complicated about their mindset. Because, and it's just like these black folks who say they think he's guilty, but they're glad he made white people upset. That's contradictory and comical and sad because you think he did it, but you glad he making white people upset. You're saying the stuff that they're saying in so many words. I always said not guilty. Never believe he did it. Still don't. Wasn't no hero of mine, but I thought he was one of the greatest charismatic, multi-talented, facet individuals who definitely shine in front of the camera and love his children. which doesn't get enough attention. And he had his issues and he was flawed like the rest of us. But I don't, the strange thing, I don't see nothing complicated about him. Not at all. The only thing was that he was a black man, came from the hood as a kid, and he had to get in white world and rub shoulders. And he definitely got schooled because they protected his assets. That's how when he got the situation where they couldn't garnish him, he got to Vegas. They couldn't touch a dime. He had white help. I think that's what makes white folks mad more than anything. How did he beat us and do to us what we've been doing to be black? That's what messes him up. I'm spitting the real facts. That's what got him upset. That he could be black and put that together and have that kind of network. Because that's not usually how it go. They so used to the black player being broke and destitute and like, we made you. That's what Puffy's dealing with. That's what all of that system in Hollywood does. Athletes, singers, musicians, athletes, all that. And if you're black, if you're in politics, we made you. You see it, we made you. We can break you. That's what they do. Who's complicated? Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments. And I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like them out. Peace.